as it will be for the rest of us at some point. I hope it. I often wondered what I might say. I could repeat his considerable sports resume. I could tell you a tacky joke about the two blondes. Instead, I'd like to talk a little bit about Dad's legacy. For me, Dad had two families. He had his blood relatives and in-laws, step family, and he had his sports fraternity. Those who were fortunate enough to be an athletic director, a coach, a player, those folks that he was extremely comfortable with, they were his family as well. I'd like to talk about those. I've got to go back to my notes. I'd like to talk about our life in Portman Road briefly. They were heady days. As we watched the slideshow last night, there was one, and correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. It looked like we were prepping to go to the fair, and it brought back a lot of memories. Those days, what you'd give to go back and do another day or two, what that might be like. It was a great place to be. Before I talk about that a little bit more, I need to correct the record just a bit. I did not mow off strawberries. I simply went between the rows and got the bulk of the weeds. So many chores to do. It was a story that my dad liked to tell. I heard it at least a dozen times. In our kitchen on Portman Road, we had a chalkboard up there, and you could come home from school and you expect to see your name and a list of chores underneath it, and then they were expected to be done. My chores consisted of mowing and weeding, cleaning stalls in the barn. Judy's chores seemed to be like topping off the salt shaker, folding napkins, things of that sort. I never could figure out how she got away with all that. When your chore was complete, you could expect an inspection, and if it wasn't done right, you were doing it over. No, it wasn't good enough to just break the weeds off. You had to get the root as well, or you were doing it over. So those days in the hot sun in what appeared to be slave labor was really me learning a life lesson from my dad. He taught us to work, taught us to be responsible, taught us to do it the right way. Weren't always successful, but it's part of what I think he left behind. As I look out here across the room at my brothers, my brother, my sisters, my nieces and nephews, my sons, and my daughter, I see a legacy of success. There's everywhere you turn, there's a success story. This was Dad's legacy as well. I guess I'm not even reading this stuff. I recall some words that I saw scrawled into the wall of a slum in Quito, Ecuador, a hostel that I stayed at. And it was simple. It stuck with me. I once was as you are now. And as I am now, you too soon will be. No matter what your station in life is now. The life cycle continues. All I can say is keep doing what you're doing. You're all wonderful people. I love you all. And you should not deviate from the path you're on. As our hourglass runs out, we too will leave behind that legacy to those who follow.
We can share the love without listening, but we always will remember somebody who was really nice. It was a gift about all of us. And today is a really sad day. I can already tell by everybody's face.
Wow.